I just spent 10 minutes filling out this form and I can't submit it. And I don't know why. There's no message telling me which fields has a problem. I'm stuck. Okay, why did this ad on Instagram take me to this slow site with a bunch of mistakes and it's taking too long to load? I'm out.
Do these scenarios sound familiar? 88% of online customers will never return to a website after having a poor user experience. And yet, solopreneurs and small businesses are leaving money on the table with simple UX mistakes. If you want to stop losing potential customers and start turning more visitors into paying clients, you'll want to watch this video with my top 8 tips to improve the user experience of your website. You could even improve your conversion rate, maybe even double it by using the strategies I'm about to show you. I'm a professional UX writer and content designer who's been in this content game for over 25 years. After studying what makes the difference and doing it for corporate and agency clients, I've learned a few things. So let's walk through the 8 most impactful UX improvements that you can make to boost engagement and conversions on your website.
Tip number 1, speed up your website loading time.
The time it takes for your website to load is one of the biggest factors that determines whether your site visitors stay or bounce. And the research is pretty clear.
40% of website visitors and over half of mobile users will bounce if your site takes more than 3 seconds to load. Those are potential customers you're losing before they even see what you have to offer.
One thing you can do is optimize your images by checking the size of the images you're using.
You'll want to resize images to the actual dimensions needed on your page before uploading them, or replace the ones that are too large. Use compression tools like Image Optim or TinyJPG, and choose the right file format. JPEGs for photos, PNGs for graphics with transparency, and SVGs for icons.
If your site is on WordPress, plugins like WP Rocket, Lightspeed Cache, or image optimization tools like Smush can make a huge difference without requiring technical knowledge.
Tip number 2, create clear, intuitive navigation. Your website navigation is basically a map for your visitors. If it's confusing, torn, or leads to dead ends, people get frustrated and leave. There's an interesting principle in design psychology called Hick's Law that states the time it takes to make a decision increases with the number and complexity of choices. So keeping your main navigation menu concise with just 5 to 7 main items makes it much easier for visitors to process and choose where to go. The way people navigate on mobile is completely different from desktop, and with more than half of web traffic coming from mobile devices, you have to get this right. Common mobile navigation patterns include the hamburger menu, that 3-line icon that tucks away your menu to save space. When designing your mobile navigation, focus on thumb-friendly design, where key navigation elements are within easy reach of a user's thumb, and keep your menu items clear and concise to save space. Tip number 3, design for visual hierarchy and scannable content.
People don't read websites, they scan them.
Research by the Nielsen-Norman Group identified 2 common reading patterns online. There's the F pattern, where users scan horizontally across the top, then down the left side, occasionally reading horizontally again on interesting headings. Then, there's the Z pattern for simpler layouts, where visitors look across the top, diagonally down and left, then across the bottom. Knowing these patterns help you place your most important elements where people's eyes naturally go.
No one wants to read a wall of text. Creating scannable content is all about making your information easy to digest at a glance.
Use a decent font size that most people can read online, at least 14 points, and keep paragraphs short, around 1 to 4 sentences. Break up your content with meaningful subheadings that use proper heading tags, and use bullet or numbered lists whenever possible. Eye tracking studies show that concise, scannable text formats can improve usability by 47%. And use whitespace too. It reduces clutter, improves focus, and studies show it actually increases reading comprehension. Don't be afraid to let your content breathe so your site visitors can quickly understand your main points and what you do. Tip number 4. Craft compelling calls to action. Your call to action, or CTA, is probably the most critical element on your page because it's what turns visitors into leads or customers. Effective CTAs tap into basic user psychology. They need to be crystal clear about what happens when someone clicks, using action-oriented language, and clearly communicate the benefit. What's in it for them? So instead of using boring CTAs like submit, try phrases like get your free quote, download the ebook, or start saving now.
The text should immediately tell visitors what will happen when they click or tap it. Where you place your CTA is also really important, and it should make sense. Position them in context where user motivation is likely high.
Above the fold on landing pages like Julia McCoy, after compelling benefit descriptions like this one from Alex Cantoni, or at the end of blog posts. The color should contrast strongly with the background to make it pop visually.
Not everyone who comes to your site is ready to buy during their first visit, so consider having both primary and secondary CTAs.
Your primary CTA is your main desired action like buy now or request a demo, while secondary CTAs offer lower commitment options like learn more or download free guide. HubSpot found that emails with a single CTA increased clicks by 371% and sales by 1,617%. So don't overload your pages with too many options. Less is more.
We're halfway there with 4 tips down and 4 to go. If you've learned something so far, put UX in the comments. And if you're enjoying this content, why not subscribe?
Tip number 5. Include social proof elements. Bright Local's 2023 Consumer Review Survey found that a staggering 98% of consumers read online reviews for businesses. That's practically everyone.
And that's social proof, showing that others already trust and value your products or services. And it's one of the most powerful ways to build this trust. Trust is absolutely essential for converting visitors into customers, especially for solopreneurs who might not have the brand recognition of larger companies. You don't need massive follower accounts to leverage social proof effectively, but you have to drop the humble brag and let them know how great you are. Focus on
testimonials with real names and photos, reviews on your site or third-party platforms like Google Reviews, detailed case studies showing specific results, and client logos if you'd work with recognizable businesses or even simple metrics like helped 50-plus clients achieve something. The key is strategic placement. Don't hide your social proof on one single testimonials page or just for landing pages. Put testimonials near your service subscriptions or CTAs where they directly support the claim or action you want users to take. Even if you're just starting out, you can gather those first few testimonials by working for a friend or two for free, using feedback surveys, or requesting LinkedIn recommendations. Tip number 6. Optimize your forms and checkout process. Forms are critical interaction points in the user journey on your website where you could lose a potential customer. I'm talking about contact forms, sign-up forms, or checkout processes. If they're confusing, lengthy, or seem untrustworthy, users will bounce and you'll lose potential leads and sales.
The golden rule of form design is to only ask for information that's absolutely necessary. Studies consistently show that when you reduce form fields, you increase completion rates.
ImageScape found that reducing fields from 11 to 4 increased conversions by a massive 120%, and that principle still holds true today. For longer forms, consider using a multi-step approach with progress indicators showing users where they are in the process. This reduces uncertainty and keeps people motivated to complete each action. For e-commerce sites, cart abandonment is a huge issue, with the Baymart Institute finding 70% abandonment rates on average. The top ways to reduce this friction are offering guest checkout instead of forcing account creation, being transparent about all costs up front, providing multiple payment options, keeping forms simple, and clearly displaying trust badges like SSL certificates and payment logos.
Even with these optimizations, some users will still abandon forms and they'll still bounce. So consider exit intent pop-ups or abandoned cart emails as 2 ways to possibly recover them.
Tip number 7, implement A/B testing.
Once you've taken care of these basic UX improvements, the real magic happens when you start testing and optimizing.
A/B testing, also known as split testing, is where you compare 2 versions of the same thing to see which performs better.
You might have a hunch about what will work best for your audience, but don't assume, because the data might surprise you.
For example, HubSpot found that red buttons outperformed green buttons by 21% in one test, which completely contradicted the outcome they expected.
Start with small, focused tests on elements that have the biggest impact on conversions.
You could test menu labels like Our Work versus Portfolio, the order of your navigation items, the number of menu items, different CTA button colors or text, or form layouts. Tools like Optimizely, HubSpot, and VWO allow you to show different versions to different segments of your audience and measure which performs better.
The key is to only test one element at a time so you know exactly what caused the improvement and to collect enough data before drawing conclusions. Over time, these incremental improvements can lead to dramatic conversion increases and fewer bounces. So, always be testing.
Tip number 8. Build trust with UX and content design.
Trust is at an all-time low, especially with online businesses. As a solopreneur, building website credibility is paramount, and it starts with design elements that convey professionalism.
But this doesn't mean expensive or flashy design. It means attention to detail, with a high-quality logo and images, consistent brand colors and fonts, a clean layout with adequate white space, and readable typography. Sans serif fonts like Arial, Open Sans, or Lato are generally preferred for web body text because they're easy to read on screen.
One of your biggest advantages as a solopreneur is that you can humanize your brand in a way that large companies often can't.
Use your real name and a recent photo on your About page. Share your personal story and why you started your business, and write in a conversational tone using I and you. Then establish your authority through content like detailed product or service descriptions, informative value-add blog posts, case studies, demos, or portfolio examples.
Don't forget the technical trust elements too. Make sure your site uses
HTTPS with an SSL certificate, displays a clear privacy policy and terms of service, and be transparent about your pricing and company operations.
A Hotjar survey found that site visitors expect to find your pricing within just 3 clicks, so don't make them hunt for this information, or they'll bounce. So there you have it, 8 powerful UX improvements that can dramatically increase your website conversions. 1, speed up your site. 2, create intuitive navigation. 3, design for scannability. 4, craft compelling CTAs. 5, include social proof. 6, optimize your forms. 7, build trust. And 8, always be testing. Whew, that was a lot. But you don't need to implement all these changes at once. Just start with one area, measure the results, and then move on to the next. I'd love to hear which tip you're going to implement first, so let me know in the comments. And if you want my free Web UX copy checklist that walks you through exactly how to audit your website with these tips and more, you can grab it from the link in the description below, along with a link to my complete guide that goes way deeper than I could in this video. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe to the channel for more practical business tips for solopreneurs. This is my very first video on this channel, and I don't want you to miss what's next. In the meantime, check out this video next. YouTube thinks you'll like it.